Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Speaking My Truth, and I am your host. My name is Sharifat. On this episode, I want to talk about responsibility. What is responsibility? When did I start taking responsibility in my own life? What are some of the benefits or importance of taking responsibilities, and why you might decide to start taking responsibility in your own life? The one complaint that I got from people, most especially my dad, was that I can be better. He wants me to be better. So, how he does it is to complain about how I sound and how I look. And the story that I had in my head then was that the people around me were just there to disturb me, especially my dad. Because each time I'm in the room, he wants to call me. He just wants me to be around him. And as a child, we all want some certain kind of like freedom, and my dad is not willing to give me that. So I felt like, this man is actually just out here to disturb me. So I have that story in my mind. So whenever he calls me, I'm like, sir. So the voice of the sir is like scary. And then, like, because I already know that, oh, whatever it is, no matter what this man wants to say, is going to disturb me. So I felt like this was a justification for my anger. So anytime my dad complains or just anybody around me, to me, it felt like, I've heard, but I'm not the problem. You guys are the problem. So that was just like how it felt for me. This whole thing never landed for me until I started my relationship. So in my relationship, of course, like at the beginning of every relationship, it was like very rosy. So I felt like, oh, my dad has been lying. I felt care and love in ways that I never felt it. We cared for ourselves. We were always talking. We always had so many things to talk about. So it just felt like it was a new earth, like we are in heaven, that we could do anything for ourselves. So until maybe after a week or just like months, we start seeing the truths of our behaviors. And then, of course, like it requires us to have conversation, and how this kind of conversation always goes for me is an outburst. It is easy for me to have conversation in a loving and caring way when I'm not hungry, but the reverse is the case when I am hungry. The emotions of anger for me is like a big outburst. I just want to express myself. I want to let you know what you did to me, what you didn't do, what you'd have done. I just want to let you know. So the emotions, like I said, like describing my emotions is just like something is living inside of me, and that thing is breathing and just shouting very loud, allow me to come alive, I want to speak. So that's just like the voice that I got to hear. So eventually it overpowers me, and it takes over my manners, and I just like end up talking. And when the other person is like, okay, I've heard you, I'm sorry, I'm like, no, you're not sorry, la 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 la. And when they don't apologize again, I feel insulted, and it gets me angry. So of course, like in this kind of situation, it's only a matter of time before we get tired of ourselves and go our separate ways. I still didn't like consider it as a big deal until like after my second relationship. My second relationship went exactly or almost the same thing as my first. But I was more heartbroken in my second relationship, and that pain kind of like pushed me to, just journaling and checking in with myself. And I was like, how come two different people behaved in the same way, it simply means that they are not the problem. They don't even know themselves. So the problem must be me. So that was when I started seeing the truth in what my dad always says. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's time for me to just work on my anger and start, taking responsibility for my life. Although then I did not know that what I did was, taking responsibility until now. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, like it was of course like a very very powerful choice that I made, but I must admit that it wasn't all rosy from there. There were times in my life where I took responsibilities, and there were times where I was like, no, I'm not taking responsibility. So listen to my episode 2 about like it is not what they said it is. So you need to practice this in your life to see if it works and just how it goes for you. So that being said, I want to talk about some of the importance that I found, some powerful things that I learned from this practice. So the first thing was that I felt lightness in my body. I knew that what happened was also I contributed to what happened in whatever way that I did. So like looking at it from this perspective helped me relieve, the mental stress or the just like the whatever energy they had, whatever add energy that it has, and it's kind of like soften it a little bit, and that is just one of the importance. So the second one is general well-being. Of course, if I feel light, if I don't feel too much energy when there is an argument or a misunderstanding, it improves my general well-being. The third is more love and connection. I now have space in my heart to relook at the conversation, and instead of like looking at the conversation that, oh, is at fault, blah blah blah, I'm now looking at the conversation and I'm like, yeah, like with more love, more softness, and it actually brings about more intimacy and more connection between the partners, between us. The fourth one is growth. Looking back at my life and where I'm at, I've grown a lot in terms of how I reason, in terms of how I approach issues, in terms of how I behave. And all of these are only possible because I decided to start taking responsibility in my life. So the last one is peace, love, and empathy. There is more of all of these things in the relationship. That being said, here is the practice that I mapped out for you. So you pick up a pen, whatever, and write out 3 names. Draw 4 columns, write out 3 names on the first columns, which is name. The heading is name, and then write out 3 names. And then on the second column, you evaluate. So evaluation is simply asking yourself, how did I start this relationship or friendship with this person, and where are we at now? So write out everything. And then the third column is going to be your justification, which is your why. Why do you think it is like that? And then write it down. So notice that if your why is more of, oh, they did that, oh, they ignored my call, they don't appreciate me, I left because they don't love me, all of those things are perfect and they are fine. Now, in the next column, your feelings. Ask yourself, how are you feeling in your life right now? Maybe about all of these people or just in your life. Are you feeling bored? Do you think that there is more room for more connection? Do you think you should have been more patient, or just whatever? Just write it down. And then the last column is your choice. Sorry, at the beginning, I think I said 4 column. It is more, I think. So whatever, just draw out this column. And then the last column, which is a choice, make a choice. Are you willing to start taking responsibility for your life? It is not like a big thing to do. You can just like start small. You don't have to like just go all the way to apologizing or just anything. Just the the fact that you admitted you're wrong or just whatever is a sign that you are ready to like take back control of your life, and also the sign that you even listen to the till the end of this episode is also like a sign. That is enough. And I feel like the subsequent episodes are going to like help you and be a guide to you as you take responsibility in your life. Remember, we are in this together. No one is perfect. We are growing every day. There is never an end to it. So yeah, let me know how it goes for you. Let me know if these episodes resonate with you. Let me know what you think. I'm interested. So thank you so much for listening. I'm going to talk to you again in my next episode. Bye for now.